Well, I'm sure by now all of you are aware that Woodmo are the online expert when it comes to spare parts. And the best point is that they have the spare parts for all vehicles available in India. So even if your car is out of production now, maybe you have a large generation model, even then they have the spare part available. They have the entire catalog. And the best point is that they have the same spare part from a host of different component makers, which gives you great flexibility in the pricing overall. So check them out today. Check out the app. It's available both for iOS as well as Android devices. And also check out the website for the latest schemes as well as offers.
The Maruti Suzuki Brezza facelift has definitely been one of the most awaited launches of the year 2022. Here we have its mid VXI trim. It's the updated mid variant of the Brezza, and we'll be talking in depth about its features, comfort related aspects and the amenities being offered at a price tag of rupees 9.46 lakh rupees ex showroom. So first things first, we have remote central locking being offered standard across all variants. So this is the kind of key fob that you get on this particular trim with two buttons, lock and unlock. This is the khaki brown color that is being offered, and this is a unique shade to actually see in real life. If we talk about the headlamp cluster, it has been offered with halogen based parking lamps and indicators, and even the main projected beam is halogen based. Apart from that, in order to refresh the overall appeal, they have definitely redesigned the cluster. Now if we have a look at the lower part of the bumper and the amenities being offered over there, you don't get any fog lamps, but there's definitely a dummy finish for that. You can get these installed from the dealer as accessories, and there is a lot of use of plastic cladding all across the car, which some may like and some may not. So you can have a look at the squarish wheel arches that you get, which surely give it an SUV like stance. The tire size happen to be of the profile 215/60 R16, so these are 16-inch steel rims which have been offered with these wheel caps, and the design for which has also been tweaked in this update. There's a lot of cladding that runs across the side profile, and the car definitely comes under the sub 4 meter compact SUV segment bracket only. The rear appeal has also been tweaked to a very large extent, and now you get this broad Brezza lettering which actually complements its rear fascia. You get an integrated defogger unit but no wiper, unfortunately. There's a shark fin antenna as well as a high mounted brake stop lamp, but no definite spoiler of any sort. The new tail lamps are LED based along with halogen based indicators and an halogen based reverse lamp. The fuel tank capacity is about 48 liters, and there you can see the placement of the fuel cap. There are 4 parking sensors which have been camouflaged within this very large thick cladding, and this is the smart hybrid badging. If I open the boot, this opens up to a massive 328 liters of boot space, and here you can have an overview of what kind of lip and opening you have to access the boot. The loading lip isn't very high, and that makes this boot space overall very practical and at par with its rivals. So you can have a look. You don't have to make a lot of efforts to put luggage in and out. The seats can be folded as a bench, for which you get toggles on either sides. Proper insulation has been done, so there is no chance of exposed wires or exposed metal on the boot. So if we now access the cabin, the door handles are body colored, and that is expected at this price point also. The door pad, however, is black colored based only, no dual tone, but you get a hint of fabric on the touch points. And these are the controls for your ORVMs, all 4 power windows as well as ORVM adjustment buttons. The ORVMs are electrically adjustable as well as retractable, and the overall aperture is quite good, so you will not have any issues in entering and exiting the car. There are 4 speakers that have been offered on this particular trim. The seats are height adjustable and decent in terms of overall cushioning and comfort. Here are the controls for the electronic stability program as well as ideal start-stop technology. Here we are in the interiors of the updated Maruti Suzuki Brezza VXI trim. So let us begin with the steering wheel itself. So this will appear very different as compared to the previous Brezza, as this has now been borrowed from the likes of the Maruti Suzuki Swift and the updated new Baleno. On the left, you get controls for your telephony, basically volume up, down, seek, track, etc. So you can increase and decrease the volume, chase switch between modes of the infotainment system. So these are quite basic functions at this price point, and here are the controls to accept and decline your calls. The steering wheel does not have any controls on the right, but you definitely get a tilt adjustable steering wheel that this is. Higher variants will also offer telescopic. On the right you get controls for your wipers, and these controls are quite basic, which we have been seeing in other Maruti Suzuki cars as well. Now if we have a look at the multi-information display, it does offer a good amount of information about the car. So you can switch between the different displays of information of average fuel economy, etc. using the two toggles, and here you can also switch between the two trips A and B. The central part of the dashboard houses this new 7-inch touchscreen infotainment system. This is the Smart Play Studio, and it's not completely new, but it's new for the VXI trim of the Brezza because this is a feature edition. This has been offered with wired Android Auto and Apple CarPlay and 4 speakers, and the overall UI is identical to the infotainment system that was being offered in the top of the line variants of the previous generation Brezza. It's quite decent in terms of overall usage and does not lag as much also. Moving down, we have these horizontally mounted AC vents which are good in terms of overall design and aesthetics, so no issues in terms of this. And you also get automatic climate control on the VXI trim, which is a good thing. The overall feel and premiumness that these buttons offer is absolutely top notch. You get a very tactile and upmarket feel, and even the display is quite legible, so no issue in terms of that either. You get front and rear defoggers, so definitely the controls for that have also been placed over here only. Below this we have a USB source along with a small cubby space and a 12-volt charging socket. This is the 5-speed manual gearbox. You also have an option of a 6-speed torque converter based automatic transmission. You get decent amount of space and cubby holes on the center console, which is a good thing. And this is the glove box, which is not cool but decent in terms of overall utility space. The IRVM is manually dimming. You get a ticket holder for the driver, but you get a vanity mirror for the co-driver, which is a good thing. There is also this microphone that you will see which picks up the audio when you accept and decline calls using the infotainment system. Now if we have a look at the overall plastic quality, the plastic quality levels have been kept decent, but the choice of materials this time is definitely a notch above, and the cabin is definitely a good place to be in overall. Let's move to the rear seating space and let's have a look at the kind of amenities and comfort that it offers. So the front seat has been set to my height over here. My height is about 5 feet 9.5 and 5 feet 10 inches, somewhere between that, so you can have an idea about the kind of space the Brezza is offering. You definitely get a hook on this seat so you can hang small knickknacks in case you need to. So let's have a look at the overall space. The space is definitely ample, and you do get these 2 seat pockets on both seats, which is a practical touch, and you get rear AC vents which have now been kept standard across all trims from the base LXI variant. This is a new addition to the Maruti Suzuki Brezza. This floor ramp is also not as high, so a third passenger can be incorporated here quite comfortably. There are 2 adjustable headrests that have been offered, but there is only one halogen based reading lamp to be shared between the 2 rows. Even though the interiors are based on a dark tone, owing to the large window spaces, the cabin does not feel claustrophobic and is decently airy too. So guys, thank you so much for tuning into Autoportal. In case you like the video, do not forget to subscribe to our channel and also turn on the bell icon so that you keep getting our interesting updates from time to time. Thank you so much for watching this video.